All right, man, let's talk, man. So apparently it's been reported that Dan Campbell is going to take over the play calling. I'm so glad I waited till after the game to do this video, that he's going to take over the play calling for 2025, the rest of 2025. And most people think the writing on the wall is on the wall for John Morton. All right. But Dan did the same thing John Morton did versus Philly. Did he not? He got pass happy. You know, he couldn't run the ball just like John Morton. And maybe John Morton would have had the same success versus the Commanders that Dan Campbell had. And maybe Dan Campbell would have struggled versus the Minnesota Vikings, you know, as John Morton did. So to be honest with you, sometimes it's a personnel problem. And the Lions definitely got personnel flaws. You know, and that's what people don't want to talk about. They got personnel flaws. The interior of the line, when Mahogany went down, he was still feeling his way out of being a left guard. Graham Glasgow not getting a push. And then, you know, for the most part, you put a shot guy, whatever, that left guard. And then Tay Ratledge got injured, who's been playing very, very well. Very well. It's just like, you got issues. And then, you know, and then Dan Campbell wants to run the ball on and try to trick the defense out on 4th and short and hand it to Jahmyr Gibbs. Hey, give it to David Montgomery. He's your short yardage back. And you see why one of the first things when Brad Holmes got here, he did was do the offensive line when he got Jared Goff. Because he knows if Jared Goff got to slide in the pocket and move the ball, it's a failed play. It's a failed play. And there were times last night where Goff had a clean pocket. There was a number of times when Goff had a clean pocket. He was able to step up with the ball, and he still threw the shit in the dirt. He still threw it in the dirt. He still threw it in the dirt. You know? If he don't catch a rhythm at some point in the game, it ain't gonna be no rhythm. But it look like the exact same type of play calls. Yeah, J-Mo getting going a little bit more. But they doing the exact same thing. When push come to shove, when they get resistance from the defense, oh my God. Oh man. I'm trying to tell you. The traffic will never fail, bro. Traffic. But yeah. So yeah, that's my thing about it, man. Is that, you know, when they play a real good defense, it's the same results. It's the exact same results. It's the exact same results. So I get it. I know a lot of people are frustrated with the Lions and all that type of stuff and whatever, but it's a personnel thing. Personnel thing. That's what it is. It's a personnel thing. That's exactly what it is. It's a personnel thing. Right there in the middle of that defense, that middle of the offensive line, they can't move nothing. And a lot of it got to do with Graham Glasgow. It's the reason why he wasn't the center. So Tate Ratledge will kick over the center next year. He will have a little bit more power in the middle, where they will go out there and find a center. And for the most part, I think Mahogany will be okay at left guard. And you hope that maybe Miles Frazier might be the answer at right guard or center or something like that. But you hope you can get some, you know, that push in the middle of that line. And then you talk about another guy in Taylor Decker, where you like, man, you know, like, it's just my shoulder, okay, retire. You know, they got to replace the left side. And this happens. You know, the Cowboys had to overturn their offensive line. And it took years for them to kind of like move on from, you know, Travis Frederick, he ended up retiring. Tyron Smith, he fell off. The other guard, Zach Martin, he retired. So you got to be prepared. And I feel like Brad Holmes did some things for them to be prepared for that to happen. He did. But a lot of his project players, they ain't panned out. You want to guess why they ain't panned out? A lot of the reasons they haven't panned out is for the simple fact they can't stay healthy. Even guys like Vacky, he been on the injury report. Isaac Tesla, he been on the injury report a number of times. He's popped up with an oblique. He did play, but he popped up with an oblique injury. You know? So when we start having these conversations about, when we start having these conversations about what the Lions need to do, it's just a lot of it got to do with the personnel with the center. With the interior offensive line. That's it. That's what it has to do with. You got to get you an offensive line. And until they get them an offensive line in the middle where they're able to correct some of those things, then I think you're still going to see these type of issues. And that's just a fact. So when they're able to fix that and they're able to get that, get that situated, able to fix that and get that situated, then I think that they'll be all right. I think they'll be all right. But, they say a lot of things correctable. Sometimes just playing time and playing with the offensive lineman. But right now, without Mahogany, they're really not getting that push at a fourth down play where they gave it to Gibbs, and that left guard Oshoka, he got blew right back into Jahmyr Gibbs. So for people blaming John Morton, it's just a personnel thing. It's a personnel thing. Sometimes the new linemen got to play together, and they could talk about getting rid of Seifert, and that was I guess you could have kept Seifert at left guard and for one more year played, what's the brother's name? What's the guy's name? Played Mahogany at right and ushered in Ratledge in there. But the only way you really get better is playing. That's the only really way you get better. Is playing. So to have, to draft Rutledge, who he will be your center of the future, to draft Rutledge is like, or Ratledge, excuse me, to draft him and not play him is crazy. It's crazy. So, but the Seifert, it was a cheap buy. So they probably should have just did that and took the secure route. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. I hate driving in old people cities, man. These are a bunch of old motherfuckers out here. Like, come on, man. I got one person doing 10 miles an hour, the other person doing like 12. Like, what's the point? But honestly, that's what I believe. So, we'll see what happens. Honestly, but the play call is more personnel than play call, and I think the Eagles game proved that. So it's my opinion on it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notification. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. I appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Peace.